All right, guys, welcome to the Off the Bench podcast. We have Joe Ellen Garson in the studio with us today, a.k.a. Joey. What's up, Joey?
What's up? So happy to be in here.
We're glad to have you in here. For y'all that don't know, Joey is the person that handles everything. Like all your calls about contracting, getting started, all the carrier questions, right?
I try to do my best.
Yeah, you do pretty good. We're going to give you that. So we figured, you know what better way to help than to put some of the most predominant questions we get, some of the repeat questions we get that we feel we could probably save some time by just having you go through some of the steps, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So what do you think the first of all, is contracting easy? When I did it was paper.
So it's definitely different than what it used to be. It's not so easy, but it is a little complicated when you're first hearing about it. So what I tried doing is doing a step-by-step contracting instructions email that every time someone gets their license, I send it off to them right away. So it has the first step you're going to do is HCMS setup. You're going to get directed over to NLC and all of that, but I'm just letting you know what portals are being used for what.
Okay.
HCMS is for 5 specific carriers. That's Aetna, running a blank, Aetna, American Amicable, Transamerica, Foresters, and Great Western.
Which we don't use hardly any of them.
Not really, not too often. But what really is most important is SureLC, also known as Assurance Bay. That's AIG, Mutual of Omaha, and John Hancock.
Okay.
Those are kind of very important, and the whole setup on SureLC is where you're going to be doing E&O insurance upload, your AML upload.
Okay.
So all of that information is what the carriers are going to be pulling from. So that's very important. And then the last one is NLC, which is next level contracting. It's very new. We started it in June this year.
Okay.
It's strictly for America. We're hoping to move more carriers on it, but right now it's just America. We're still working out a couple kinks.
Right.
But it's super easy. It's very quick contracting, and it's definitely different, but it's not that difficult.
Okay. So, and then Prosperity comes out after, a day after. Or
So in our system, once we update you as a licensed agent, our Prosperity link gets sent to your email right away.
And what can they search if they don't see that email? Is there a header or a title or a subject line?
They can search Benchmark. That's who it's going to be coming from directly.
Okay.
They can also search Prosperity in their email. And if they still don't see it everywhere, including their spam, a lot of stuff gets sent in our spam that not really many people look at.
Right.
But if they don't get it at all, they can always reach out either to me or their direct upline, because that's where the Prosperity link is actually coming from.
Okay. So, and eventually it's all going to go through next level contracting. That's the goal?
That's the goal, hopefully. Right now, what I am most not worried about, but what I would like to see more is agents uploading their writing numbers onto HCMS.
Okay.
That's where a lot of people, they think they get their writing number and they're like, awesome, I'm just going to go sell, which is great. That's awesome. That's another successful option to do. But uploading it onto HCMS is very important. I don't think people understand. So in the future, if you have any hierarchy changes or compensation level changes, your carriers are not going to know that change was made unless the writing number is in your HCMS profile.
Okay. So, and it doesn't, I think a lot of people think it automatically updates, correct?
Correct.
So it's my job as an agent to go in there and update it accordingly.
Correct.
Okay. And so out of 10 agents, how many people actually do that?
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2.
Yeah.
All right. So that's an
People
issue.
like to listen.
No, that's, well, or read the emails.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, you guys have taken so much time to put this stuff together step by step. And then you get calls that could be answered if they just read the second paragraph, right? And, and you know, you're a really sweet person. I'm not so much. So I would tell you to go kick rocks, because to be honest with you, like none of this is done on accident, right?
Yeah.
Y'all were very intentional about this. Yeah. So we do things a specific way to make it easier for people, to make it faster, seamless. And then you don't want to use the stuff that's there and just waste, you know, and I look at it as wasting time.
Right.
When I go, if you would have just read the email And I know the emails aren't that long. You know how I know?
How?
Because I looked at it and said, I would never read that. Y'all need to shorten it up. And so they shorten them.
Right.
Right.
And I don't like reading long emails like that. I look
Right.
at it and I'm like, okay, I'll read it tomorrow or
Right.
something.
Yeah. And then you never read it. So they're not terribly long, but everything in there is important.
Yeah.
Right?
Extremely. It's literally 4 steps. And then at the top of the email, I put it in bold red letters. Please read the entire email before doing anything. Read it a couple times.
Oh, geez. And you can tell who does and who doesn't, right?
100%.
So like, and this is the stuff that people don't realize. But when I'm asking you, hey, I want to help somebody, who do we have that you think is ready to rip, right? Does that or does that not play a part in it? Like who you might, and you don't have to answer this honestly. If I said, you know what, I got 15 new leads and I'm looking for a new agent that's doing the right things and they're easily coached. If I ask you that question, if people call you and ask you questions that are answered in an email that they didn't read that says, please read, are you going to give me that name?
Probably not.
Okay. I was hoping you were going to be honest.
Yeah,
No, she's definitely not because she understands what we're looking for in an agent, right? And it's just not that complicated. So we get through the 3 contracting links, if you will, and then 4 really with prosperity because it's its own.
Right.
Once they get through that, what is the next bottleneck you see?
So once they've submitted all those contracts and they're waiting for those writing numbers, I kind of just have them go through the agent hub, go through a couple training videos, go on our YouTube just to get familiar with what existing agents already go through, what
Right.
kind of advice they have. And then after they get those writing numbers, I think it's really important to have a setup call with their direct upline. Usually you're there because they're kind of lost themselves. And
Sure.
me being not an agent, I don't really know what those next steps. I can't give them my best advice because
Sure.
I'm not in that position. So I really want them to get on the calendar of their upline to go over leads, their
Schedule. Yep.
setting appointments, any ways they feel they need to be successful in. And then after that phone call, I'm basically pretty done, but I'm always here
Sure.
to help. But yeah, just kind of that mentor call.
Okay. And so, and now we have the new agent training camp, which is game changing. And then every Saturday morning at 10, we're doing the new agent orientation every Saturday and it's live. So with all the resources we have in place, there's really no reason someone can't come in and get off the ground moving inside of 5 days.
Right. Exactly.
Right. I mean, it's just, you can't convince me any otherwise. So now let's get to their writing, because this is the stuff that you deal with on a weekly basis. And I know, and you don't complain about anything, which I love about you. Submitting numbers, because people go, well, you didn't read my name. I go, you didn't submit your numbers.
Right.
And we used to have, you might not. We used to have staff go through and try and calculate numbers. And I'm like, stop. If they don't have the time, or if they don't have the desire or the wherewithal to just submit their numbers, I'm not going to go out of my way to count their numbers for them so I can say their name, right? How do you submit your numbers and when are they due?
Submitting your numbers, you can do it. We were doing it on Slack. Now we're using Discord.
Okay.
You can always go on to Discord. I believe it's weekly sales is the folder you upload your writing numbers on.
Okay.
Every Wednesday night. And then Thursday night, all admins are collecting those numbers, putting them into spreadsheets. And then hopefully Thursday and Friday, we have some posts to go out celebrating everybody's success. But yeah, Discord is the best place.
Best place. Even better. Don't we have an app don't we have a website like submit your numbers? Is it Discord better than that?
Discord, I know I am looking at Discord every Thursday morning to see who exactly submitted their numbers.
Okay.
Because even on Discord, it'll say your team, it'll say your hiring manager, so it has all the right information.
Got it. So and just this is me. I mean, I'm nobody, but I would do it everywhere.
Oh
right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'd put it on Discord. I'd put it on submityournumbers.com. Hell, I'd even put it in a Facebook group.
Right.
Why not? Well, we can't put it in a Facebook group. I'm sorry. You can put Families Protect. You can't put numbers. But I'd making sure I'd probably text it to my direct upline manager, right? Or email to Joey or Lauren, whoever your staff is. Because we need the numbers.
Right.
Right? Because we can't project and see where we're going if we're blindfolded. So it's all very important. Okay, last question. What's on a weekly basis, what's the call you get the most on? Like what topic, what subject, what area of this whole process do you think you get the most question on?
Oh gosh, that's a good question.
And if it's always different, that's fine. But I'm usually it's something where we, and that might be something we need to fix. But I'm trying to pick your brain while we're doing this. So,
leads.
Okay.
I think a lot of agents have questions about leads. They don't know where it is. They don't know how much it costs. But where leads are mostly found, ILC, which is Integrated Lead Center. It can be found through Gateway. So I don't think we talk that much about it, even though I feel like we're always talking about leads.
Right.
But yeah, where to find them is ILC through Gateway. That's what a lot of people ask me. Even if they're not ready for leads, they're still thinking about them.
Sure. And ILC is Insurance Bay. Or what's the website? Gateway.
Gateway.
But when you set up your Gateway account with what... So you have Sure LC, which is Insurance Bay. Mm-hmm. Then you have, what's the other contracting link?
HCMS.
HCMS. Is that Gateway?
HCMS, your login credentials will be the same exact thing for Gateway.
And where is that? Like, how do they know that?
They should receive an email with it every time we have an update in Agentic Pro where we keep all of our recruits and new agents. Every time we update them to licensed agent, they get a whole bunch of emails sent out, which is sometimes annoying. I get it, but those emails are full of information. They'll let you know where to go to Gateway. They'll have many links, our YouTube link, our Slack and our Discord, our Facebook group. So it's really important to get clicked into all of those, because even on Discord, if you have questions, you can't get a hold of me, can't get a hold of your upline, ask on Discord, because
somebody answer.
So many people are on there.
No doubt. So Joey, thank you so much, because I think again we don't do this enough about the back end stuff. We always hounding people on sales and calls and closing, but you got to get people to the point where they can.
Right.
And I think, I'm not gonna lie, like this stuff for me gives me a headache. So I can only imagine some people are like, because I don't like doing any of this stuff. It's not my strong point. But with the new agent training hub, with the new agent orientation, and then obviously even the agent hub in general has so much information. So your biggest tip would be go, and even if you're already here, but you're not moving yet, or you're just not sure, you're in the process, go back and read all the emails, right? That would be tip number one. And then if you still struggling, reach out to your upline or your contracting contact, right?
100%.
And worse, if all else fails, they're always welcome to reach out to us, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm so open to meeting new people, talking to new people, especially nice people.
Right.
You don't get too many of those. But, yeah, I'm always open to a phone call.
So how do we get a hold of you, Joey?
My phone number is 443-456-3806, and that's at the office at Family First Life National.
All right, perfect. Joey, thank you so much for hopping on. Guys, if you have any questions, reach out to us. We're here to help. Don't forget the new agent training camp is on the Agent Hub. It's the first you hit Agent Hub, start here. It's the first option on your right-hand side. New agent orientations every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Which is a lot of good information. And then our office is 443-456-3806. You guys are always welcome to reach out if you guys need our help. Monday night, 6 p.m. is the FFL weekly call. It's been phenomenal. And then Wednesday at noon, we have the building blocks call, which is also phenomenal. We're working if you want to build a business here. And then obviously Friday, we have the TNL. And then Saturday, the new agent orientation. So, guys, I appreciate you hopping on. Joey, thank you so much for what you do. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Guys, until next time, make it a big week.